Welcome back to a page out of my fishing diary. And that page I had already picked out, and it was in the spring of 1998. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be fishing the Kitimat River, compliments of Ron Waikia, who lives up in Kitimat. But in order to get to Kitimat, you have to first of all fly. At least I like to fly, so I left Vancouver, British Columbia, hopped on an Air BC jet, and flew to Terrace. And once we got to Terrace, of course, caught a bus, and the bus took me to Kitimat. At Kitimat, I met Ron Waikia, who owns a tackle shop in Kitimat. Now, Kitimat is right at the beginning of Douglas Channel. It's a really gorgeous place. There's some great fishing right in Douglas Channel. And of course, there's a whole fishing community as well as an aluminum community. So Ron, of course, took me through the tackle shop. We were able to pick out some good tackle, and then he took me down, drove me down to the Kitimat River, where he introduced me to his name is Kevin Reed. Kevin Reed was our guide for that day, the Yellowhead fishing guides. And we started doing about a 5-mile drift down the Kitimat River. And it was a perfect spring day. Overcast, and a little warm out, which is just exactly what I like for this particular type of fishing. We hadn't gone 10 feet, and look what happens. This gentleman wanted to show me how to fish this river. He leads me up at some dirty old pool up there, and then he walks way down, right? Nails a fish immediately. I mean, we've just started fishing. Nails a fish immediately, and leads me up there.
I think it was you fish where you want to fish, and I'll fish where I want to fish.
Yeah. Oh, now he's changing the rules.
No. That's my.
Oh, lovely fish. He's been here for a while. Okay. There we go. He's been here for a while. Look at there, eh? They get a really nice size up here, don't they? Yeah.
There you go.
Good. Lovely fish.
There
you go. There you go. Yeah.
Awesome. You know what though? See the color here?
Yeah. Way to go.
Girlfriend.
His girlfriend's out there, is it?
But we trashed this water and fighting it down.
Well, that doesn't matter. They'll just move around a little bit. Now they're a little upset.
Maybe maybe they'll go back up to where you were. So maybe if you want to go back up there.
Okay. See this Ron, he's a very aggressive fisherman. You see how he's always staying ahead of me at all times? He's very competitive. And it's going to really take a little bit of work to be able to outfish him. But I'll just sort of tag along behind here and maybe pick up a nice fish that he misses. Oh, look at this. Hey, this is my first fish on the Kitimat River, eh? Now, although Ron was, we were fishing with roe and with lures, which seems to be a popular in the Kitimat River, all this water up here, and I imagine the Kitimat as well, would be a fabulous place to fish with a fly rod. And one of the reasons I say that is up in this river they fish differently. They fish with their gear. They have their bobber, and then they have about a foot to the weight, and then they have their weight run, and then they have the gear running. So a lot of times the fish, and even when they're fishing the pools, a lot of times you're not fishing the bottom, which is what you'd normally do as Steelhead. They're fishing the midwater. And I think that a good fly fisherman go in here and actually have a lot of fun. Now this is in the spring, so these are, a lot of them are repairing fish, but we did actually later on in the day, as you're going to see, get into some pretty fresh fish as well.
Oh, here we go. Okay, all right.
All righty.
You're gonna like this one.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Kitimat River, eh? Look at that.
You got pliers there?
Yeah, but it's all right, there's no barb on there, so it'll come out pretty easy. Here, let's give a real nice smile here, okay?
All right, here we go.
This is the Ron and Gary Show up here in Kitimat on the Kitimat River catching
Barb and Mark.
Let me give this fish a kiss. Thank you, sweetie.
All right.
Yeah, I guess that was the dough for it.
Yeah.
That's still a nice, beautiful fish. What is a repaired fish? A steelhead. These are steelhead. Steelhead are rainbow trout. And instead of going from the lake to the river to spawn and then go back to the lake, they go to the river and spawn and then go back out to the ocean where they came from. And of course, that's a big ocean. So it's like that aquarium, a really big aquarium, you get big fish. So you get a really big rainbow trout, also known as steelhead. You know, and it's different too, you know, because what happens here is you're working that float, and sometimes it'll get caught on the bottom, and just the way the bobber goes down, you know it's not a fish. But when you get a fish like that, that bobber disappears so quick, and you can see the bobber actually move across the water. And it's a real great feeling when you come up in that rod, and all of a sudden you can feel the weight and the power of that fish. And then as it dances on the water and heads across the river. That's what these mid-coast steelhead, you know, like, you know, it's not uncommon to get 20, 25 pound steelhead out of this river here. And of course with a hatchery program, they have a lot of hatchery fish, which is really good. Now I'm getting punchy every single time I see that bobber flicker, I'm moving.
Okay.
Okay, look, if you get a fish, here,
yes,
within the next 10 minutes, I will award you with a fishing diary pin. Man, did I have a lot of fun with these guys. You know, a lot of times when you go up into an area which is not overcrowded, a place like Kitimat, you'll find these people are just so friendly. And Ron Waikia was one of the most friendliest gentlemen that I've ever met. And of course, Kevin, his guide, was just really gracious. Well, you know.
Okay, get out of the hole.
This looks like the buck.
No, I think it's a girl.
You think it's a girl?
I think so. No, it is a buck.
Whoa. Right.
Oh, he's not done yet. Whoa. Oh.
Well, at least you know how to hang on to them.
Yeah, he's getting out there though.
Oh, yes. Oh, now he's mad. Now he's mad. Now he's mad.
What do you think, Kevin?
Right in here.
Right in that little, okay.
Yeah. Kevin, our
fish
guide is
cooperates.
going to tail the fish so that we can get a nice picture. Do you want me to get your camera there, Ron?
Yes, please.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Good size one? Now they have a great hatchery program on the Kitimat, which brings back a lot of salmon and is very successful in the steelhead as well. But it's these waters where you can catch a fairly good steelhead. Now, even though these fish here, and this fish here is a repaired fish, you can tell by how skinny he is. Tell you, you've got a fight in your hands. Now, being a repaired fish, they're kelts, so kelts are a lot easier to catch than fresh fish. The reason being is that they have spawned, and now they're interested in repairing. In order to repair your body after spawning, you've got to eat. So anything that goes by them that looks like food, they eat. So it's a lot of times a lot of fun. Come on in here. Come on in here. It's just a fish, okay?
Okay.
If you lose it,
I still get the pin, right?
You still get the pin, yeah. You've earned the pin. Okay? This way here.
Oh, this is a nice fish.
Okay, start.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stay down. Come on, Ron. Stay down. That's right.
One more. You want one more?
Oh, I think he's just about ready.
Now there's the difference. You see that fish there? You see how that's a kelt? See Kevin holding it up? And I'm just going to take a picture of it there. But Yeah, that's a repaired fish, and in another month he'll be as silver and shiny, and he'll be repaired and back in the ocean.
Yeah. Not a girl. Not a boy.
Oh!
All right.
Good one.
Way to go. You bet.
Nice one. Let's talk about this pin now, buddy.
get that pin,
Let's
okay.
talk about this pin now.
So tell me that story. What happened? You got a 41-inch steelhead here?
40 and a half.
How big?
Right here.
This is one of the great things in spring fishing for steelhead. It's not only are you going to get fresh fish coming in, but as I say, there's a lot of these kelps. And it just makes for an action-packed day of one fish after another. And remember, I flew all the way up from Vancouver to Terrace and then took a bus trip in for a one-day fishing trip. That means that I had a good tip.
When it's lower, it's exposed.
Yeah?
Hold on a second, because this is a
So how big of a fish would you say 41 and a half inches?
23, 24.
23, 24 pounds? That's a decent sized fish.
Yeah.
You were telling me there's a doctor or something that's just caught a fish here that they figures 30 pounds or
44 by 28 or 29.
44 by 29, and that would measure out to what?
31.
31 pounds?
Yeah. My calculation was to 31. His works to 34.
34?
So I gave him 34.
Yeah. He caught this fish.
No. Hey, is 34? You said it's 34, buddy? It's 34.
It's 34, yeah. There's something about a river, and especially in a river like Kitimat. All around us are snow-capped mountains. There's still that spring air. It's a little crispy. You got to wear some gloves sometimes to keep your hands a little warm. Wear some long johns. But every single corner that you go around is a whole different picture and a different sound. And the river running is very, very relaxing. And of course, trying to read that river properly, looking for little slicks behind rocks and little deep pockets, someplace that could hold a little gem called a steelhead.
Yeah.
Well, let's stick it in the net and take a look. Beats a hell of a working, hey, Gary?
Yeah, that's a Chinook, yeah.
Yeah. Better, yeah.
Okay, Gary, when I net this thing, just drop your rod.
Yeah, yeah. I've been there.
Okay, yeah, I know.
I'll bounce it this way.
One of the nice things on a drift boat is you can be drifting down the river, as we were doing here, and hook into a nice fish. And this is myself. I've hooked into a really nice fish here. It's a mature fish. It's a big buck, and he is giving me one heck of a fight. But it's not very often you get a chance to hook into fish in the 20-pound class, and I do believe that this steelhead here is in the 20-pound class.
He definitely doesn't like you.
Are we having fun yet, boys?
Ah, all right.
Is this a nice day or what?
Oh yeah, it is a spring. Big time. Right. Just head towards him. Head towards him. Oh. That's a good rod there, Gary.
He comes in, but he's head down. Yeah. Can't quite get him.
I got a barbless hook on him too, so it's amazing with all that twisting he hasn't been able to cut that pupper out of there.
Yeah. Oh, he swallowed it. Look at this. Very.
He's got her deep.
Yeah.
Tell you, really, he really gave me a fight. At first, we thought we had some big salmon on, but it's pretty hard this time of year to be catching salmon. And of course, it's very hard to tail a big fish like that. So Kevin decided to bring it into the net to show it to us. But you can see that's a pretty chunky buck. Okay, look at that, eh? It's not 20 pounds, but it's in its high teens anyways.
Oh man. Let's hold down.
Hey, when you get them up, just turn them this way and let me get a still if I could, please.
Okay,
Oh, that's a nice fish. No wonder we thought it was a Chinook.
Yeah, that's a beauty. That's a nice
He
size.
fought like a Chinook because he's big like a
Yeah.
1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Yeah!
Grasshopper, is that what you said?
Yeah, right. Here it gets work.
When you could snatch the rock from my hand.
Yeah.
No, it won't. Oh man, I got no spool. I got no
Stay up
line.
here with it. Where are you going? Oh, you're just going to take it down to the log jam, are you?
Huh? I know, but I'm running out of line.
Ron, you want the boat?
Yeah, but I need the boat.
It's not moving.
Okay. But I'm gonna get the spool here quick.
We're coming! Oh, Ron's got a nice fish on there. It's taking him all the way around the corner, so we're going to pick him up with the boat. And this, look, see, this is what happens a lot of times when you get a big fish on, like that here, how you got to chase them. Steelhead aren't necessarily that easy to get. Sometimes you have to chase them. And that's what we had to do with that fish there, is hop in the boat and go after him. There you go.
We haven't fun yet?
Okay.
Grasshopper.
Grasshopper, that was a good water.
Do you hear me say, watch this?
Yeah, right, yeah, you did. And then you got a fish.
It just ripped line, man. I was looking at spool. No. Okay, almost ready. Yeah, she's ready now. Okay. What, left hand, right hand? Awesome. Oh, it just banged up a bit, eh?
Oh, look at the net marks, eh?
Yeah.
Look at the net marks there.
It's barbless.
Yeah, I'll just... All right. There you go, buddy.
Hey! Who has more fun than fishermen?
I'll tell you, I've never chased a fish so far in my life, man.
You were in the boat.
But that's what that's what the fish are like up here, though, eh?
All right. Adios. Adios.
Whoa.
Hey. Good job. Thanks for the boat, buddy.
Just another day on the Kitimat for you, eh?
Well, yeah, I love it. And next to you, I get the day off to fish. When are you coming back? When are you coming back?
I'll tell you, I'm going to come back pretty soon. This is great fishing. I didn't like that water, and I told you that. I said, I don't really like that water. I wanted to move.
Yeah.
And you said, it's good water.
Yeah.
Watch this. And you got a fish, right? Boom.
I just dunked it.
I see we're fishing with two different reels there. Ron is fishing with a bait casting reel, and I'm fishing with a center pin reel. Center pin reels can be a lot of fun, and they've really taken off on the East Coast. I think about 20 years ago when we used to fish with them, they were only fished on the West Coast. But as steelhead became more popular in Ontario, these center pin reels really took over, and they use a lot of noodle rods there, which are really limp, long rods, and float fishing has really caught on. But I have fished Ontario, and believe me, steelheading in Ontario is altogether different than steelheading in British Columbia. Get ready, he's going to jump here too, I think.
Can I shoot for a double here?
Boy, you just stay right next to me, buddy. You just stay right next to me here, because I... look at this fish. Look at him go. Whoa! Isn't that something else? Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
She looks ready now.
That's long, eh? Not big as what you see.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Just hold on for a second. No, that's fine. Watch this. There
Just
you go,
come up with
sweetie.
it in your finger.
There you go, sweetie.
Good job.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
There you go.
Job,
Thank you,
buddy.
darling. We don't want to hurt you. It's a
Oh,
hatchery fish. It's a great hatchery. We're going to get a quick shot of it here, and then
I'll
we're
get
going to
you.
let this buddy go, okay? Okay.
On three. 1, 2, 3.
3. That's what I call setting hook. You see how he ran back? I mean, he hooked the fish. He has some slack line, so he runs back as fast as he can, runs forward. I've seen a lot of people play fish with their body like that. And of course, these are really fast fish in this particular run. That'd be a really nice fly fishing run. And a lot of these fish are silver, bright fish just that have just come in.
It's barbless, so there's no barb. It should just fall out.
Okay, here, I'll let you take it out. It's your fish.
It's like the dentist.
It's barbless, but it.
Yes,
there you go. In the cartilage.
Okay, another female. This one's a wild.
Yeah.
Would you mind?
Back she goes.
Please take a.
Get a picture?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. Wow. Steelhead fishing, the Kitimat River up in Central British Columbia. You know, that whole area is known for big fish. Steelheading is getting a little sensitive there. It's 10 years later, and even though they have the hatchery bringing in the fish, some people say it is just not as good as what it used to be. I think that's a lot to do with oceanic conditions. If you want to go up, if you want to fish that particular water, contact a tackle store, either in Kitimat or in Terrace, and find out what your best steelheading options are. And get to know some of these guys, because they can really get you in on some good fishing. What's it going to be like in 20 years from now? Well, that question is really best answered by you.